Happy Independence Day, y'all! What's up, YouTube? Yami Sorceress here. As promised, I am doing the Dark Magician unboxing today. It is 4th of July, the last time I checked. I promised you all, so I am here to deliver. So, before I get to it, we're going to go back to our problem that I had at the beginning of my last movie. This wonderful thing. So once again, I got this little book cover from Hobby Search a couple of days ago, and I thought it was cool to begin with. It looks like something that you would get upon your initial entrance if you're working at Kaiba Corp. Plus it has an killer blue eyes white dragon there. So of course I wanted it. And I knew from the beginning it was going to be a problem because all kind of study guides and books in Japan are much smaller than what we receive over here in the States. And if you don't believe me, here is an example. We have the Japanese version of the first Yu-Gi-Oh manga that was released in Japan, and we have the English version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Same volume, whatever. Point is, the North American version, because we are so blind over here, yeah, it's bigger compared to the smaller one in Japan. So there you have it. Yet even still, if I were to take the Japanese version and try and put it into this nice book cover, it's still not going to fit. This book cover is still so small. I don't have a Japanese study guide lying around here. I don't know why I would even have one in the first place, but can it even fit in here? I don't even know if you can get books that are smaller than this. I can't even find a moleskin journal around here that can fit into here. So the past few days, I have been having fun trying to find what can fit into this little pouch. So far, I've been keeping it for my old iPhone 4, and it goes in there, but it wiggles and it falls out, whatever. So let me show you a couple other things that you can do with this, perhaps. And by a couple, I really mean a couple, guys. I mean, come on. If you have the old-time Pokedex, it's gotten this sad, people. Anyone remember how popular this was back in the 1990s and how impossible it was to find this? And if you did get this ordered, it was back-ordered for months. Anyway, I was so happy when this came in. It was a bigger celebration than all the fireworks put together on the 4th of July. I don't even know how that could possibly be. So yes, you can easily take your Pokedex if you have one, stick it in this little cover here. It will fall out. It does not keep it secure, whatever. But you can be the coolest Pokemon trainer on the block because for some reason you're carrying around your Pokedex in your Blue Eyes White Dragon case. Makes absolutely no sense. Call the Blue Eyes White Dragon a Pokemon if you so choose. And your other option that I have found so far, you can keep your power bars in here, and you can even get some chocolate bars that are along this size. So guess what? This is pretty much what I'm going to be using it for. It's going to be hauling around my power bars, my chocolate bars, because let's face it, you know, I think Kaiba made this just so he can carry around all of his golden encased chocolate bars so that he can eat them on the side. Come on, you know I'm not joking around here. You can so see Kaiba doing this, just making $1 billion pouch just to carry around his power bars and his chocolate bars. Does the guy even eat? I mean, have we ever really seen Seto Kaiba eat? Anyway, on with the show for the whole reason why you are probably watching this video. As promised, I am here with the Dark Magician Revo figure that just came out late June of 2016. Last time, I unboxed little Yugi here, so if you are interested in seeing that unboxing, description, go to the bottom, go find the link, go click on it, and go see Yugi. This unboxing is going to be all about the Dark Magician. So really, I think more people are excited about the Dark Magician than Yugi. Not sure why. I just have been hearing stuff over the internet. Little tidbit is that you still can get this. It is going for, same as Yugi here, about $53 US. You can get it off of Hobby Search and AmiAmi.com. These are usually the places that I go and get my figures because it is a reasonable price. That it is authentic, shipped straight from Japan. And it is authentic. How can you tell it's authentic? With many products that come encased in a box like this, always look for a sticker from the place that it was made. So in this case, there's your sticker right there, your NAS. So that means that it is authentic. You are not getting some cheap quality figure that was secondhand made in Vietnam or China or wherever they do those. Alright, now let's get to looking at this beauty and all the pieces that are within it. Yay! Alright, so nice little view of the box so far. Sorry about the glare on the camera here. However, very similar to the Yugi box. You can see the Dark Magician is encased within an outline of the Millennium Puzzle here, and the V here is mostly standing for the people who have created these past few figures. This is Vulcanlog, so it's a fairly new company or designer that I have not really known until these figures, and I thought I was not going to order these, but it really seemed that for the 20th anniversary that they would probably become rare, they would probably become popular, and I decided to give them a chance. I'm very glad that I did. I do like the colors and the figures in general, at least from what I've been seeing with Yugi. And just an additional point, this month in July 2016, we are getting Seto Kaiba and the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So once I get those, I will do an unboxing of those two figures as well. So here's the front of the Dark Magician box if you decide to get this figure. On the side, I really like how they have these on the side. I can stack them really neatly in a bookcase, and they all look so epic. I mean, take Yugi's, for example, as well. I mean, just putting them side by side, that's an awesome looking case display right there. Backside, same as the other one, and same as many other figure cases, shows all the poses that are recommended to put the Dark Magician in. Also shows that you can get the Yugi one, and as usual always shows the pieces that are included within this figure case. The other side, I explained this in my other video as well. These type of figures, they're a little different from the Figma figures that you may receive. These are different types of figures that show how you are supposed to move the joints either in a horizontal or vertical fashion, and this changes the direction of, let's say, where your leg goes or where your arm goes. So if you move the joint one way, the arm will go this way. If you move it the other way, then it will go out horizontally instead of vertically. Complicated, I know, but if you do get this figure, super easy. Just switch out the joints and you will easily figure it out. Come on, people. We're the Millennium generation or whatever the heck we are. We're pretty much being born with a cell phone in our hands nowadays. So let's get to what we are all looking forward to. Let's rip this box apart. Not really. And we're just going to look at the items, evaluate them, and then later on I will post some pictures and we will all be happy. So let's get to it. And for the fun part, everyone, so let's get to unboxing this. Sorry about the very wide view of this camera. One day I will be amazing and get a real camera that can do this correctly, not a GoPro that is always so widescreened. So let's extract. And once again, very similar to the Yugi one, very protective, lots of plastic encasing. They do not tape the sides down, but just from the pressure within the case, it's not really that big of a deal. This one came off a lot more easy than Yugi's. And as usual, we all want to get to the main figure first. So, similar to Yugi, always just covered in plastic, but I do like that. I really like how they take good care of their figures so that they do not scratch. So first, let's try and get most of this plastic off. And right now, unlike Yugi, this one has way more plastic within each joint, and it's also quite bulky, especially on the lower half. Alright people, fair warning, if you get this figure, there's so much plastic. There we go. Any more plastic? Please, yeah, there's more plastic. Of course there's more plastic. Okay, he's free from the plastic. Everyone celebrate with me. Yay! So unlike Yugi, besides the head, he's very stable. He's not very wobbly, but he does seem to have a lot more parts to him, and I mean this mostly means the armor, so there's probably way more ways to style this figure. I do like that. But on first on first impressions here, the joints, especially in the arms, they move so much better than Yugi's. If you looked at my last video, you could even hear that every single time that I was posing him or moving a joint, it would make this ee sound. Whereas this, Dark Magician's arms move very, very easy. So already I'm just so pleased with this. And let's check the leg here. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. Sorry, guys. So the leg will make that, that sound. But it's still not as hard to move around compared to Yugi's. The kilt, I guess you would call it, or the dress part that comes from Dark Magician's waist, it does move fairly well. Goes out, also can move the bottom part. And the same goes for the back. Only one section of the back does move. The design of this, so the colors, I like the Dark Magician much better in the regular series. This is the 20th anniversary movie edition, so there's not much colors for this figure. That's a little bit disappointing. But many of you probably don't mind this. Many of you probably like just very simple colors. So we're looking almost at a blue, dark blue gray for the majority of this figure. And the head, it is a little too wobbly for my preference, but it's attached to a joint, so it does stay fairly well in a certain position. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And let's just put this aside for a moment and take a look at what other goodies came within the magic box. So I bet all of you are really excited about the staff, mostly. At least that's why I'm excited for this figure. I do like figures that come with weapons, so a lot more ways to pose these figures because of it. I think the staff is made fairly well. It's very delicate, but it's designed very well. Comes to a very sharp point right there, and the little detailings that you see on the raised circular areas here are done very well. And at the top, very beautiful. There's a little bit of a paint mistake right there, so they didn't get the paint all the way through and it just chipped off. Nothing really to be concerned about. I have noticed so far that with this Dark Magician figure, there's less of a paint job problem or a sanding problem, whereas with Yugi that I unboxed the other day, at least on his golden bangs, it seems like it could have used a little bit of sandpapering to make it a bit more smooth. There were just a very few little rough areas that could have been smoothed out more, but it's not that big of a deal. The little magic orb in there, very nice color. So I really love the staff in general. And comparing it to the size of the figure, it is a bit taller than Dark Magician. So currently with these hands, I can't put the staff in his hand at all. There's no openings for me to do it. So these are the original hands that come with the figure, closed fists. You can't put anything in there. So if you just want to pose the Dark Magician by himself without a staff, and continuing on, put the staff away and bring it back in for pictures later. And we have two faces to choose from with this figure, and they look pretty much the same. It's just that one's staring to the left and one is staring to the right. In some way this photo can make a cool drama painting or something. You know, those that have the happy and the sad face, those drama faces. So anyway, same color as the figure itself, so a light blue face and darker blue eyes. It doesn't really look too much different, so no open mouths or anything, and the face that comes with the Dark Magician already is just looking forward. So there's not a whole variety of the faces that you get, but I mean, if it really matters to you that he's looking one way as opposed to the other, this will be a great face kit for you. And we have the hands. So you get two sets of hands, 4 hands in total, and they're fairly the same. So these at the top, these are definitely for holding the staff, so just bringing this in here for the moment. How easy does the staff go in, and how paranoid do I need to be when I'm changing this and I don't want to break the staff? Okay, so far I'm paranoid, but it's really not that hard. I'm just psyching myself out. And there you go. So just put in a little bit of force, not too much, and this will easily go in, and it is not going anywhere. So a very secure fit. I do like that. I don't have to worry about this staff falling over in a light breeze of the wind if it passes through my window, and it is easily taken out. These hands at the bottom, so open hands, used for poses such as if you're doing the dark magic attack, let's say. So not much of a variety with these hands, but similar to Yugi's hands, I do like the sculpting. You can see that the finger bones go back into the hand. I think that's great sculpting in general, and the fingers look very well done. And once more, I do like how the staff is firmly placed within the hands here. And finally, we have the stand for the figure. I mentioned this in the last unboxing that I did with the Yugi Revo figure, but with Figmas, unlike these, the Figmas just have a little notch that comes out of the figure stand, and it goes into a hole in their back or in one of the garments from the Figma. So I don't really like that. Most of the time the Figmas don't fit completely into the notch here, and most of the time whenever there's a slight breeze, then all my Figmas are toppled over. Whereas with these figures that I just received, they have the clamp mechanism, and I love the clamp. This is because they don't fall over, they're very supportive, and you really can't see them. These are transparent, so it does not take away from the figure at all, I promise you. So it comes in 3 parts. So the top part securely goes into one of the notches, and then this is where it will hug the figure around the waist, and then your stand here simply inserted. So it's similar to Yugi's problem that I had. It is not securely fastened into the base here. This really isn't a problem. I haven't had the figures topple over yet. So if I were you, don't really worry about it at all. And see, nothing really to worry about. The clamp holds the Dark Magician very well, and you really cannot see any problems with it. I probably should have showed you guys on the table. Oh well, we're doing this difficult. And yes, even just balancing in the palm of my hand, it's really not that wobbly at all. Let's see if I can get him to float. Challenge right here. Yes, yes. So once more, love these stands. I think that they are excellent. You will find that the Dark Magician's waist area where you do clamp the clamp around, it's a bit thicker than Yugi's. This isn't a problem, and I think it holds very well. So good for you, Dark Magician. You can now stand sort of on your own. So now I'm going to show the Dark Magician in a few poses and show you different ways that you can pose him, if you can angle him to whatever your liking is, and I will even put Yugi in a few of these photos, because really the idea or the selling point of these figures was that you were supposed to get Yugi the Master and then with his monster the Dark Magician, so that you can have awesome cool poses together, whatever. Either way, if you guys just want the Dark Magician, fine, because I think he's absolutely cool. I really like the sculpting. I did not mention before, but his abs, he does have abs. I mean, granted there's a little joint in there, but there's abs. So before I move on with showing you guys some pictures in different poses, I wanted to just go back and talk about the joints a bit. I mentioned it with Yugi, but it is very important that you know a little bit about the joints with these figures, and it all has to do with if you want the leg, for instance, to go horizontal or vertical, you're going to have to change where the joint is. So the joint are these little balls that you see in the back of the leg here. So at the moment, your figure will come where if you want to adjust him, his leg will go straight back, so vertical. However, let's say for some reason you wanted his leg to go out to the side here, you're going to have to first do a little adjustment. So with just a little bit of pressure, you can remove the leg, and you see here the little joint in there. with this, and you will probably need pliers if you're a weakling like me, you can turn, oh no, it's not that hard, my mistake. Turn this little notch to about 90 degrees. So to begin with, it used to go vertical. Now it goes horizontal. So let's strap this back in. Sorry for your weird leg, Dark Magician. And there you go. Now his leg goes off to the side. So anyway, now I'm going to go do some surgery on his leg again and a few other body parts. And I will go show you guys some awesome pictures with this figure and Yugi. So enjoy the photo session. And that is your unboxing for today. I meant to wear the Dark Magician girl hat while doing this unboxing, completely forgot. So, throwing it in at the last minute, because we are celebrating Dark Magician figures. So if you guys like the figure, if you're interested in it, if you want to even just see what the price is at the moment, head on over to Hobby Search. This is where I got my figure. They are going for about $53 once again. They will sell out fairly fast though. Already on Amazon and on eBay, I've seen these things now going for almost $300. I have no idea why. Just really, go to Hobby Search or even AmiAmi.com. You will find them for much cheaper. You should not be spending more than $55, I would say, at least for right now. They may run out in the next few days. If they do, do not panic. These usually go through a couple of reprints, so you can easily get them again in the next couple of months. However, right now they are still on sale. And if you are interested, you can also pre-order the Seto Kaiba and the Blue Eyes White Dragon one as well. These will be released this month at some point. I would assume probably later in the month, probably towards the end. But I am really looking forward to that because I've always wanted a Seto Kaiba little figurine that I can pose. Maybe I can pose him like punching Yugi or something. Poor Yugi. Alright guys, so if you liked the unboxing, if you like all the kooky stuff that I do, if you like the cosplay tutorials that I do, head on over to my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, I will appreciate it. Leave me a comment. I always love to hear from you guys. You guys give me excellent suggestions, especially on this. Yeah, you guys have been very helpful. A few of you have come forward and said, put a tablet or something in there. I don't have a tablet, obviously, that can fit in here, but come on guys. I know you guys can help me. Come on. We're gonna solve this mystery. For more fun and cosplay tutorials, even some of my artwork, go on over to my website, www.yamisorceress.com, same as the screen name at the bottom down there, and I will give you tutorials through that. Otherwise, I have plenty more unboxings and plenty more artworks to upload onto YouTube and to entertain you all. Yes, because that is what YouTube is all about, entertaining you people. So thanks for joining me once again, and Yami Sorceress is out.